Section 3.1 is on functions and function notation. What we're doing in this section is we are taking equations, which we have now talked about, and we've solved equations, we've looked at graphing equations, and we are going to define a subset of those equations that are functions. So functions are basically a special set of equations. So all functions are equations, but not all equations are functions. So when we talk about equations in two variables, usually we use x and y for the two variables. And here's a couple of examples. Now, these are not necessarily functions. One of them is, I'll tell you that, and one of them is not. But here's a couple of examples. Y plus x squared equals 1, and y squared plus x equals 3. Now, in equations with two variables, usually x is what we call the independent variable. And independent sort of has a meaning outside of math, and we can kind of think of that same meaning for x being an independent variable. It just basically means we can choose what x is, and then y is the dependent variable, and it is going to depend on what x is. So y depends on the value that x is. And that is why we usually write equations as solved for y, where it's y equals something. All right, so let's write each of our equations as y equals. So this first one, we need to subtract x squared from both sides. So we get y equals negative x squared plus 1. And then the other one, we subtract x. So we get y squared equals negative x plus 3. And then we take the square root of both sides. And if we take the square root, we need to remember to put plus or minus out in front. Now, let's see what happens when we choose a value for x, right? So x is dependent, so we can choose a value for x. And let's let x equal 2. And so let's see what y equals when we let x equal 2. So y is equal to negative. We're going to square that 2. So negative 2 squared plus 1. So y equals negative 4 plus 1. So y equals 3. We get one number for y. And we learned in section 2.1 that corresponds to an ordered pair, 2, 3. And we could actually plot that on the xy axis and get a point that is on the graph of that equation. We will come back to that. We're not going to do that today. Now, let's take and let x equal 2 for this other equation. Let's see what we get. So we're going to say y equals plus or minus, plug in 2 for x there. So we get y equals plus or minus negative 2 plus 3, we're going to get a 1. So y equals plus or minus square root 1. So we get y equals 1, y equals negative 1. We get both of those cases. All right, so there's actually two solutions. There is the solution to 1 and the solution to negative 1. So in the first equation, we had one value of x, right? We had 2, and it went to a single value of y. So we had x going to y. In the second equation, we had that value of x go to two values of y, 1 and negative 1. So we could kind of write that as we had one value of x, but it went to two values of y, so we have to kind of separate them out by putting little subscripts on here. Okay, this brings us to the definition of a function. So here's the definition of a function. A function is an equation in x and y such that for a given value of x, there is only one value of y. So we can use that definition to determine which one of these equations is a function. For this equation, y equals negative x squared plus 1, when we plugged in 2, we only got one value of y. So for this given value of x, we only had one value of y. Okay, so at least for that given value of x, we only had one value of y. So we can conclude that we have a function. And if we look at y equals plus or minus square root negative x plus 3, we have a given value of x, 2, and we got more than one value of y. We got 1 and negative 1. This one is a function. But the other one is not a function. It does not meet the definition or the criteria of a function. And a way that we can identify pretty easily whether we've got a function or not from the equation is if we have a plus or minus out in front, we are going to get a plus case and a negative case when we plug values in for x. And so that's going to automatically lead to two values of y. So that is a really easy way to determine whether we have a function or not just by looking at the equation. So let's practice determining whether an equation represents a function. The first step is always going to be to solve for y. So to solve for y here, we are going to subtract 5x from both sides. So we get negative y squared equals negative 5x plus 20. And then we want that to be positive. So if we just multiply everything by a negative 1, negative 1, both sides, then we will end up with a positive y squared, and then we're going to change the signs, 5x minus 20. We distribute that negative 1. Now we want y all by itself. That means we take the square root, and when we introduce that square root, we want plus or minus out in front. We end up with y equals plus or minus square root of 5x minus 20. Okay, so now we ask the question, is it a function or not? Whenever we have a plus or minus out in as a part of the equation like this, it's not going to be a function. Let's test out a value. Let's say that we have x equal to let's say we have x equal to 5. So if we plug in that 5, we're going to get y equals plus or minus 5 times 5, which is 25, minus 20. So we get y equals plus or minus the square root of 5. All right, well that's two answers. That's two values of y. All right, we have x equals one value of 5, and it goes to y equal to positive square root 5, and it goes to y equals negative square root 5. So this one is not a function, and that is because we have one value of x, and it is giving us two values of y. It's giving us more than one value of y. Okay, so here's another one. We want to determine whether it is a function or not. And what is our first step? Hopefully this is what you are thinking. We want to solve for y. It's really that simple as our first step. So to solve for y, we are going to subtract 3x from both sides and then divide by 6. So we're going to have negative 3 over 6 times x plus 12 divided by 6 is 2. And then we can reduce that negative 3/6 to negative 1/2 x plus 2. All right, so this is what we get when we solve for y. We don't have anywhere a plus or minus. And we can also recognize that this is a linear equation. If we were remembering back to section 2.1 when we graphed things like this, that they look like a line. And those are always functions. So this does not have that plus or minus out in front of anything, and we also know it's a line, so that tells us it's a function. All right, here's another one. What's the first step? That's right, we want to solve for y. So to solve for y, we need to get it out of the square root. So to undo the square root, we square, and we have to do that to both sides. So we get x squared equals, squaring undoes the square root, so it just goes away. So 4 minus y squared. We want the y squared by itself, so let's add y squared to both sides and subtract x squared from both sides. And then now we want just y, so we take the square root. That's going to give us plus or minus square root of negative x squared plus 4. Okay, again, we have that telltale plus or minus, which tells us that we don't have a function. If we want, we can test that out. Let's take x equal to 0 and plug that in. We would get y equals plus or minus negative 0 squared, which would be 0, plus 4, so it would be plus or minus 4. So y would equal positive 2 and y equals negative 2. So one value of x, 0, goes to more than one value of y, so it's not a function. Let's try this one. First thing we want to do is solve for y. This one has y in the denominator and the numerator, and we've learned when we have equations that we want to get rid of the denominator if we can, and to do that we multiply both sides by the denominator. So that's exactly what we're going to do, multiply by 3y plus 2 on both sides. So that's going to give us x times 3y plus 2 equals, on the right side, those cancel out, and we're just left with 2y minus 1. Now, y shows up 2 times, and we want it to show up just 1 time. It's also on the left side trapped inside the parentheses. So to get it out of the parentheses, we distribute. So when we distribute, we end up with 3xy plus 2x equals 2y minus 1. We want to get these y's on the same side, so let's subtract 2y from both sides. And then we don't necessarily want this x, so the 2x, so we'll subtract 2x from both sides. Okay, y and y. Now, notice that in those two terms together, y is a common factor, so we're going to bring it out in front. And we're left with 3x minus 2. And then on the right side, we have negative 2x minus 1. So y shows up 1 time now, and it's by itself. We can just now divide by that 3x minus 2 to get rid of it. And we do that on both sides. So it cancels out here, and we are left with y equal to negative 2x minus 1 over 3x minus 2. Whew, that was kind of a lot of work, but we solved for y. Now we ask the question, is it a function? Well, there is no plus or minus. You can test out values. You can plug in values for x. We can try one out. Let's say we got x equals, let's just use 0. That makes it really easy. So y is equal to negative 1 over negative 2, which is 1/2. We get just one value. Plug in other values. We're only going to find that it gives us one single value of y. So this one is a function.